What if I told you that the number one thing holding you back from success in your life, from living that dream life, the one that you desire, it isn't your circumstances. It isn't your job. It isn't your lack of time. It isn't your finances. It's your habits. Welcome back to another episode of Master Your Mindset, Master Your Life. This is a podcast which is short and actionable, where I help you break free from your self-sabotage, where I help you unlock your full potential and become the best version of yourself. I'm Sanj, and today I'm diving into one of the most powerful topics you'll ever need to master if you want to see success in your life, and that is self-discipline. If you've ever struggled to stay consistent with your goals, or if you found yourself falling off the wagon time and time again, this is the episode for you. In this episode, I will give you a simple, powerful three-step strategy to stay consistent no matter what life throws at you. As I said, right now you're probably thinking there's something holding you back from success, your circumstances, the fact you've got kids, the fact your job is taking up so much time, the fact you don't have the money. It's none of that. Those are just excuses. The truth is, the thing that is holding you back the most is your habits. Most people never follow through on their goals, and the crazy thing is, it's not because they're lacking motivation. It's because they don't have a system. They don't have a system because they don't realize that this system will make all the difference. They're relying on motivation, which, as I've said before, is unpredictable. It's here 1 minute and it's gone the next. Motivation is great. It may get you started, but it won't get you to the end. There will be times where motivation increases. You'll be driven. Then on those days where the motivation is gone, so will your drive. And when your drive goes, so will your results. The truth is you know what you need to do. You know that actually this is a right step. You've been there. You start strong. Maybe you start getting up early. You say, I'm going to start to lose weight. So you get up early and go to the gym. Or you get up early and you're there like, I'm going to be the best employee. And you get to work early. You push yourself. And then after a few days, everything falls off. Life happens. Maybe something disrupts your schedule. And then every time you miss a day, it chips away at your confidence. Does that sound familiar? So what do you do when that happens? Because you were relying on motivation and your motivation disappeared when life happened. So then you fell off the wagon and you have to start again. So today I'm going to hopefully give you a 3-step process that actually helps you with that. By the end of this episode, you'll have a simple strategy to stay consistent, even on those days where you don't feel like it. This is about the strategy. It's not about your willpower. It's you building the self-discipline to create a strategy to help you get to where you want in life. So let's talk about why you may be failing when it comes to discipline. And the first thing is you're relying on motivation. Motivation is a lie. If you're waiting around for motivation to strike, you're actually going to be waiting a long time. Motivation, it comes and goes. It's fleeting. It may be that match that actually gives you the idea, that gets you started. But as soon as you get started, you need to build in a system. You need to start to you need to improve your discipline to create the habits, the system, the environment that you need to help you and make your life as easy as possible. Discipline isn't about just pushing harder. It's about making the right actions feel easy, making them feel so easy they should be automatic. You see, people who are consistently successful, they're not more motivated than you. They don't have things you don't. They have better systems. So when they start creating those systems, you've got exactly the same things you can do. You can create those systems. And you, with that, when you create those systems, you can create your habits, because successful people, they've set up their habits in such a way that the doing the right things just feels easy. It becomes a part of their identity. So you today can actually start thinking, what systems can you improve on in your life? Where do you need to change your current systems and replace them with new systems? What habits do you need to get rid of? What routines do you need to overhaul? What identity shift are you going to make? Think back to the last time you set a big goal. Maybe it was to get fit, start a new business, or just something easy like wake up earlier. At the beginning, you were excited. You had that initial motivation. You had that initial momentum. But then something happened. Maybe you missed a day because you were feeling ill, or something happened and you weren't able to give your goal your full attention. First, you missed one day. Then one day turned into two. And then before you knew it, a week had passed, or a weekend. And you're like, you know what? Actually, I'll start on Monday. Or maybe, you know what? Oh, it's the middle of the month. Let me just start next month. And before you knew it, you were right back at square one. Why did this happen? It wasn't because of the life that happened around you. It was because your system was broken. It was about the fact you hadn't put the right things in place to make it as easy for yourself to stay consistent, to stay disciplined. It's not about you trying hard enough. It's about the fact you didn't have the right framework in place to support you when that motivation ran out. You hadn't built up that self-discipline. You hadn't created those habits. You hadn't created that environment around you. So think about it. If you're stuck, if you're thinking that, hold on, I need to build some self-discipline, just stop for a moment and think. Fast forward 5 years. If nothing changes, where will you be? Will you still be making excuses? Will you still be waiting for the right time? Will you still be yo-yoing, 1 week on, 1 week off? Or will you actually start to take control and make the changes you know you need to make? So if you want to actually start becoming more consistent, increase your self-discipline, here's a 3-step framework to help you stop relying on willpower and motivation and start building consistency into your life. The first step is the actual awareness shift. You're not failing because you're lazy. You're failing because you're following a broken system. Stop relying on motivation. You don't need it. The truth is when you start taking action, your motivation will start to rise as well. What you need is a strategy that works even when you don't feel like doing it. Your success is going to be built on your habits. It's not going to be built on your willpower. So the sooner you stop expecting motivation to just magically appear in front of you, that's when you'll start to see the results. Step 1 is to shift your awareness. Move it away from the fact that you're talking to yourself negatively. You're saying you're failing because you're lazy, because it's not right for you, because of all these excuses. Get rid of them. Those excuses are no longer serving you. If you want to succeed in life, if you want the life that you dream of, you need to shift your awareness. You need to shift that thought process from, oh yeah, everything is against me, to everything is for me. You need to realize that actually you don't need to rely on motivation. You don't need all these excuses. You're not failing because you've got a job and you've got all these things around you. You need to start becoming aware that actually this is your current life. These are your current habits. This is your current routine. What needs to change for you to actually become the person you want to? For example, if you want to lose weight, you need to stop thinking you're not losing weight because you're lazy, because it's too difficult, because your family genes, everyone in your family is big, because you can't go to the gym. You need to start shifting that awareness and think, actually, no, these are my habits. I overeat. I don't exercise. I binge. I don't look after myself. You need to shift your awareness from one which everything is happening to you to one where you can actually take action on it. The second thing is the easy win strategy. And this is about starting small. You want to lose weight, just commit to a couple of minutes a day. That's it. If you want to start hitting the gym or start doing exercise, don't commit to an hour, just to commit to 2 minutes of exercise. If you want to start reading, don't read for an hour, just 2 minutes. Make it so small that it's impossible to fail. It's like setting a goal so easy that you cannot possibly talk yourself out of it. And what you'll find is over time, you'll start to build up your confidence in yourself. You'll start to build up momentum. You'll start to build up the habit and the routine of doing the right thing. And that's when your self-discipline will kick in, because then on the days where you don't feel like it, where you don't want to hit the gym, where you don't want to read, you'll just be in the habit of doing it, so it will happen anyway. And this is where the step 3 comes in, and that is identity-based habits. And this is where the real transformation happens. Instead of trying to be disciplined, become the kind of person who just takes action. Rather than saying, I'm trying to be disciplined, tell yourself, I am the kind of person who just takes action. The most successful people don't try to be disciplined. They've shifted their identity to match their goals. You're not someone who wants to read. You're someone who reads. You're not someone who wants to go to the gym. You're someone who works out. When you make the identity shift, it's the most powerful tool you can use. When you identify as someone who takes that consistent actions, your actions become automatic. You no longer have to fight yourself to do the work, because it becomes part of who you are. So before I wrap up, I just want you to take a moment and just reflect. If nothing changes in your life for 5 years, would you be happy with that? Will you keep waiting for the right time, or will you keep making excuses? So when you've thought about it, when you finish reflecting, just think to yourself, what habits do you need to change? Just write down a couple of habits that from tomorrow you're going to start changing. Think about the habits you currently have and the habits you need to have, and just start looking at them one at a time. Start changing them one day at a time, and take it one day at a time. If you fall off the wagon and you miss a day, that's fine, but do not miss 2 days, because the moment you miss 2 days, that's when your brain tells you that actually this isn't that important. So if you miss a day, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, say, okay, I'm going to start again tomorrow. Those small wins will create momentum, and that's the first step towards consistency and self-discipline. So if this episode hit home for you, share it with just one person you know who needs to hear this message. So I'm here and I want to try and help as many people as I can. So please, if you can share this, if you can just write a review, I would much appreciate it. And remember, when you start to master your mindset, you will master your life. Thank you.